Hi everyone, this is Wolf Branch Homestead. I've got the microphone on today, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But we're going to help reduce some background noise by having the microphone going. Hopefully it'll stay on. I haven't charged in a little while. I haven't been streaming a lot lately due to a lot of rain, and it is getting cloudy now, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of time. But uh, hummingbird activity has slowed down a lot. We do see them in the evening times. They're not as vocal. We're not really seeing any more displays, so I think our females might be nesting again, but males are still definitely here. Um, we haven't streamed in a while, so I can't say if Stanley in particular is still here, but both feeders are still getting activity. We went down, we've got 4 feeders out, but in particular, they still favor two, the main two that we first started with. So, and as you can hear, there's cicadas in the background. It's definitely summertime now. So we're also going to be listening out. We do have that reduced background noise because of the microphone, but we are going to be listening out if we can for our cicadas, and also our yellow-billed cuckoo is here, and it's very, very vocal, especially around the time that it's going to rain. So we hear it every so often. So if I do happen to hear it, I'll be expecting some rain soon. But for right now, we'll step back and see if any of the hummingbirds come to visit. Again, if you're new, we have primarily ruby-throated hummingbirds 99.9% of the time. Very rare for us to get any kind of other species here. We have 4 feeders out, and we have a couple of birds that are named already. So the main identifiable bird will be Stanley. He has a little white speck to the right side of his bill. He'll be the main one. He's been here since the beginning. In March when they first showed up. I think that was our very first bird that got here. And you'll see him at this feeder. We've got Stanley, Sneaky, Sassy, Stella. Uh, who's the new little fella? I can't remember his name offhand. We got quite a few of them. They're all S-themed names this year. But because Sneaky is, or not Sneaky, I'm getting distracted here. Because Stanley is very shy, we're going to step back and see if he'll come up to visit again. Hopefully it won't rain on us. And also, before I forget, hopefully everyone's had a wonderful week and weekend so far. Whenever you're watching this, hopefully your day's been great. Enjoy the hummingbirds. fire. Well, it looks like we just had a visitor to the feeder. More than likely going to be the male. Pardon me while I move the microphone here. But that was a nice visit. I saw it right when I came up to the feeder. Oh, where did it go? There we go. So I've got the microphone right here just for a minute before I put it back over here. But so probably Stanley again. So that would make 3 visits so far in about 35 minutes. Really good average and good to have the birds coming pretty frequently. Um, but looking around, went over in this oak tree. But Stanley is very, very shy. He doesn't like to be down here. But as a note for anybody that's watching that might be new, the reason I mentioned that I would be changing the feeder out and then I've got them ready to go is if you've ever sat and kind of watched hummingbird behavior, because they have such good memories, they will come back to the feeder. And if you take one down and you don't immediately replace it, they'll come back to that same spot. They'll look around really confused. They'll wonder where the feeder is. So we try to help them avoid any kind of, maybe getting upset, getting a little bit confused, and immediately having that available so they don't have to worry about not being able to find anything when they get over here to the feeder. Yeah, the hum blossoms are really good. We've got a link in the description here of the live streams for these. We have the Amazon affiliates program, so you know if somebody orders something through one of the links, then it gets like a small commission back to us, and it kind of it's not a lot or anything, but usually when somebody makes a purchase on Amazon with one of those links, then it helps us out a little bit. And it goes back into getting more hummingbird feeders, so that's really nice. But we've definitely enjoyed these. I have 3 now. I have one that Ginger sent that was a gift, and I enjoyed it so much I ordered 2 more. The hum blossoms are really nice, very easy to clean, very easy to refill, and you also have a really good all around view of your hummingbirds. They're a really nice setup. I've enjoyed these, and I also like the company when they send these to you. There was an insert in the packaging that says, "Hey, make your own hummingbird nectar. Don't use red dyes." Heard somebody zoom past me there. But I like that the company is encouraging people not to use red dye. Um, Ports are very small. I will say that I've got the ant repellent guard up top to keep ants from getting in it, but so far I haven't had a problem on these feeders with any yellow jackets or anything. Our honeybees have not been going to the feeders right now because we've let a lot of white clover come up, so they've been visiting that and they haven't been causing any kind of disturbance on the feeders. But yeah, I've used a glass feeder before like that, and we noticed that with them, depending on what style they are, they can be kind of hard to clean. And I'm very prone to dropping things. I haven't dropped these yet, but with the glass ones, you have to be very careful. You don't, drop them and bust anything. Another thing about these is the hum blossom is smaller than I think the other one is the hum zinger by aspects. And the hum blossom being smaller is really nice because it's when you don't have a lot of birds at one time, when you're not really busy, it's good to have a small amount to fill this up. But with these also, they are a very nice, sturdy, hard plastic, is what they're made out of. Um, and again, for anybody watching who might be new, make sure to make your own nectar for your hummingbirds with sugar and water, no red dyes. Again, we've got some helpful information in the description where you can learn more about making your own, learn why red dye isn't good for them and things like that. And again, information on the feeder itself. And I'm going to put the microphone back over here. All these little birds are just fussing. However, I am looking behind me. The sky is very, very dark. So if I have to run out and turn this off, just be aware that it might come in storming. I'm not sure yet. It's half and half. One part of the sky is really nice and clear, the other half's pretty dark. But again, I'm going to go ahead and put the microphone back on here so we can look out for some hummingbirds. we keep having, let's see. All right, connection. Our connection's not wanting to work out so well. It's all these storms coming in. I appreciate everybody joining in, whether it was live or watching afterwards. Gonna close out and get ready for supper and get some cooking done. But I wanted to make sure to take a moment since it's been a little bit since we streamed and just say um, that we were thinking about the family and the friends of a individual that I used to moderate with on a Hummingbird cam. Um, Steve Harris, you might have seen his channel, Steve Harris Photography. He passed away, I think it was last week. And Steve was a moderator across a lot of different Hummingbird cameras. And Steve would come by and chat sometimes here and watch and comment on some of the videos and watch them. Steve would post a lot of videos. I think he was out of Las Vegas and post videos of a lot of their hummingbirds there. It was really enjoyable to see a lot of the different hand feeding. And one of the, oh, was it 1 week today? Goodness gracious. One of my favorite things to watch is early on when I had first started moderating and saw a lot of his videos. I think his name was Roscoe. Steve had a little road runner that would come visit. I think that's what it was a road runner. I'm having a little bit of memory slip on it, but I think it was a little road runner named Roscoe, and he would come up and hand feed with him, and it was really interesting to hear the bird vocalize with him and also get up that close, and really enjoyed seeing those videos and seeing a lot of the different, not only the birding videos, but also some of different planes flying over and things like that. Uh, and I didn't really know Steve all that well, but I just know that he interacted a lot with the hummingbird community and that he was a moderator across a lot of different areas. You've probably seen him on different nest cams, um, different feeder cams. So I know that, yeah, Roscoe, I don't know how he didn't just get a chunk of skin whenever he would eat out of his hand and he'd toss him. Uh, it looked like he was tossing him like some dried mealworms or something like that. But just want to say that Steve's work across being a moderator for a lot of different channels is very appreciated, and also appreciate him coming by, visiting our cam every so often, and chatting with us here and commenting and watching the videos. And I know a lot of people are really gonna miss having um, a lot of his input with the hummingbird community and also his help in watching over the cameras, kind of keeping things civil a lot of times, helping out with the different nests, and um, just in general being good help to the hummingbird community and sharing a lot of different videos with us. Really enjoyable to see all the different species that would stay there and hang out. Really enjoyed seeing, I think it was some of the last videos he did, I think it was a male Costas that was around. But again, just thinking of, sorry, we had a low battery notice there, but just wanted to say that we were thinking about any of his family and also his friends, anybody that was really close with him. Yeah, he definitely was very educated with hummingbirds. It's really nice to see how helpful the community is around birding. That's one thing I very much enjoyed about it. And like I said, hopefully, just sending our best wishes along to anybody in his family and his friends, anybody that knew him really well. And if you're interested, his channel was Steve Harris Photography. And like I said, he posted a lot of different hummingbird videos on there. It was really neat to see. But thanks for stopping by and being with us here at the channel while you we're with us, Steve, and we'll make sure today we'll feed in memory of you. And again, thanks for being here with us, and thanks for all you did as a moderator. We appreciate it. But again, thanks everybody for being here with us and watching. We really appreciate everybody being here, whether it's one person or 100 that watch, whether it's live or after the fact. It's just a way for us to watch our hummingbirds, and we've enjoyed sharing it with everybody. You're welcome, Ginger. Like I said, it's been a very, especially hummingbird community. There's a lot of familiar faces I've noticed, and Steve was a very familiar face across a lot of the different cams and a lot of different videos. Um, so definitely wanted to take a moment to just talk about it. But very happy to have everybody here with us watching. And we had quite a few good visits today from Stanley. Um, so hopefully we'll continue to see them in upcoming streams whenever we have some good weather. And try to think of any other birding updates. Other than that, just mentioning about Steve, seeing we had Stanley. Our visits right now, we're not seeing a lot of female activity. I do believe that they're back possibly nesting right now. Eastern phoebes are very, very busy. While I was talking just a moment ago, I could hear some youngsters that had just fledged out of their nest. The Eastern phoebes, when they first fledge, the babies sound very much like crickets to me. They'll get up in the trees and they'll talk to their parents and communicate with them, and they sound like little crickets in the trees. And so that's how I know when they've usually fledged, is I'll start hearing them around where their nest was making that sound. So it sounds like our other group of Eastern phoebes has finally fledged. These parents do a really good job. They get on this old antique hay rake out here, and they'll sit and catch bugs. Eastern phoebes, the male and the female both, will tend the young, unlike hummingbirds, where with hummingbirds, if somebody doesn't know about that, um, the males have no part in raising the young. They will do their part, and then they're on to try to impress other females. Um, Unlike the Eastern Phoebe, where both take part in it, the male will completely leave, and then it's up to the female hummingbird to work on her nest and get it built, to tend to all the eggs and keep them incubating, and also to raise and tend the young, and show them the ropes afterwards. So female hummingbirds have a really tough job, and it's really impressive that they do all that on their own, and watching them on different cams where they're building their nest is a really neat process. So a shout out to all the hummingbird moms out there. But again, I think our female hummingbirds right now are back nesting because we're not seeing them as frequently, and I'm not hearing displays now. Northern cardinals are doing really well on their nest. I do think out in this particular area, I think we must have had one hatch out a baby cowbird, because the young cowbird has been coming to the feeders by itself now. Uh, the adult males and females have moved on, but we are hearing this one and seeing it now. So I do believe we had a instance where a cowbird laid in a different nest, and I think it was these cardinals out here. At the other end, where the other feeders are, where Sneaky and where Sassy are, there's another northern cardinal pair out there. Again, this is an instance of male and female both taking turns and taking care of the babies. Their babies should be pretty close to fledging soon, so hopefully they're in an area where I can't check on them like we did with the Eastern Phoebes and do little brief nest checks just to make sure they're doing well for the Nest Watch program. But seeing a lot of activity by the parents and hearing the babies, so hopefully they'll fledge soon. Carolina wrens, I think, are done for the year. They've been flying around in huge groups. The wood thrush's still here. It looks like they've got some youngsters running around with them. They get on the ground and hop around and run. And usually, still a fun part about that, the wood thrush family is really buddy buddy with our wild rabbit. So usually, if you see the wood thrush somewhere on the ground running around in the yard, you can almost bet that the rabbit's somewhere around. Otter has been very close up, um, coming up still and hanging around in the yard, and usually otter and the wood thrush are somewhere really close by. Otter's also made friends with a little chipmunk that hangs out, and they'll get their little snack together. Um, Other than that, wildlife wise, not much to report on. We do have a fox that is coming up very, very close right now. It's kind of backed off a little bit, but we've been really careful with the fox coming up because it's been out and very, for the most part, they're usually really wary. They don't come around. They're also very cautious with people. So we're just being very careful in case of anything like rabies, where we're watching it, making sure we keep our distance from it because it has been kind of fearless. Um, yeah, the otter, the little baby rabbit that's out here, has just been the cutest little thing. Well, I hear somebody buzzing. Come here. But Otter's actually somewhere over to my left out in the yard. Uh, this morning got a little snack and has been running around all day. Really enjoys getting out here, eating on the clover. They really enjoy that. But other than that, other than mainly just seeing the fox, no other real big wildlife news. Again, hummingbird wise, they are very busy. I'm not sure at this time what they're going to, other than insects and the feeders. I really don't know what's blooming. We typically get our last frost in the earlier part of April, and we had a late one where everything was blooming, and then it kind of killed everything off. So we're not seeing a lot of flowers right now. So definitely, if you're in an area where you might have had a late frost and you're noticing a lot of your flowers they might visit are not blooming, make sure to keep up with your feeders and keep them clean and full so that hummingbirds can enjoy that. But we've been streaming for quite a while now and been out kind of chatting for a little bit. And again, quite a few visits today, but appreciate everybody tuning in and listening and watching with us. We're going to go ahead and cut this off now, and hopefully, it gets pretty busy around here, so we really don't have a set streaming schedule. But what we'll do is try, if the weather stays good, we'll try to stream again here in the evening time. So again, not every day, so we really don't have a set schedule. But if you're interested in seeing when we do stream, just make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on, and that way you'll be notified when we actually do stream. But appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully you've had a wonderful Saturday. Hopefully your evening goes well as also. And make sure, as another side note, we are coming up on July 4th in the United States. So if you are in the US and you're in an area where you might hear a lot of fireworks, please make sure to keep your pets and your livestock safely put up. I know for us, even though we are kind of far out, you do hear a lot of fireworks even off in the distance. So just be very careful. Make sure that you keep your pets in a safe area and also keep your livestock safe, because not only with your personal pets possibly getting loose, but also other people's animals. If you do have anything outside, whether you have like chickens, goats, something like that, you also might have a risk of um, another dog or something like that coming into the picture and getting around where your animals are. So just be very safe. So again, just a reminder, around July 4th, just be very careful. I know it's a little ways off, but hopefully, again, everyone has a wonderful evening. We will see you again next time, and thanks for watching.